Rabbi Rabinowitz, if someone chas v'shalom goes to the hospital, what do they need to know?
So, in our book, we wrote on the last page a proxy, which was authored by the Agudat Yisrael, that is for post-mortem decisions. They should not sign a DNR, because if you sign a DNR, if you have to be naive to think they can take the same care of the person if something, even before something really happens. When they see that, that's already. By them, it's already. They know that they don't have to exhaust all the abilities to help this person. So it's really signing a death certificate. That's the honest of this DNR form. The other hand, if they do sign this, they signed what we wrote over here which is Agudat Yisrael. So they're saying that they should do everything to save the person. That way they're going to take different care. The care will be different. They'll be with one mind. This person has to live. So they'll do everything they should live. Of course, we didn't mention, because this was written for Orthodox Jews, but non-Orthodox Jews have to know. They have to write in the will, or whatever they have to write. It should be legal, that they should make sure that they get buried and not cremated. Well, that's the thing. Now, to know what you're supposed to do with someone in the hospital, you need a very reliable halachic authority to make decisions. This is what's written here. You should have a rabbi that is halachic expert. A rabbi does not mean someone who has a post position of a rabbi. It means that he's a halachic expert who knows how to handle questions of pekuach nefashos, of saving people, life and death issues. And they know when the person is already dead, when he's still alive. Pulling out a plug of a person when they're only called brain dead, which usually is not even brain dead. The doctors are very fast to say that someone is brain dead if his brain's not working fully. They also call it brain dead. You have to speak to a few doctors to really know the score, because even the term of the brain dead is also not accurate. But in Jewish law, it really doesn't make a difference, because the whole brain dead, as Rabbi Kester pointed out, the whole thing was an invention in order to have something from it, to benefit from it. It was not an honest decision. It was not an honest invention. So it's meaningless. We don't have to be the Jews don't have to be the first one to take in a naive everything what the secular doctors want to do into account of halacha. So a person is supposed to live. Every minute of life is worth something. In fact, it's also because a Jew who thinks of doing a mitzvah, who thinks of doing a good deed, it's already as if he did a good deed. He has already reward as if he did a good deed. So even if he's laying in bed and he's thinking, what could I do, a good thing, he wants to put on tefillin, even if he can't put on tefillin, just for wanting to put on tefillin, he's already having a good deed. So even being with all the pains he has, the person suffering, it's still for his benefit. The right thing is really they should live. They should not pull out. If they can't do it, the most you could do is not help him if he has too much pain. But for sure, that's only some authorities hold in certain times. But for sure, to pull out a plug, that's considered murder. It says if someone is goisis, what's a goisis? Someone is dying, he's already holding, the neshama is going out, and you see he's shaking right before his death. That's if you're not allowed to touch him, you're not allowed to move him, because that's brought down in halacha. That's considered killing him, because those are very crucial moments that anything you do to the person could kill him. So this, you see, it's a very serious matter that not to do anything to take away to end someone's life. Explain.
A number of things that this directive does include: Jewish law to govern healthcare decisions, ascertain requirements of Jewish law, direction to healthcare providers, access to medical records and information, the HIPAA Act, incontrovertible evidence of this person's wishes, and other important legal matters that will be important when things, God forbid, do start going wrong and the person is no longer able to make decisions for himself. He wants to make sure that the hospital will be advised to ask a family member who will be in contact with a qualified Orthodox rabbi, and there are not that many of them in America today. And so we want to make sure that people do get access to the top rabbis, and they have access to the information and the
Top authorities,
the healthcare
authorities,
Hmm?
top halachic
the top halachic authorities that are required to make these decisions. There's a scary story told of an Israeli doctor who wasn't yet frum, and there was an old man there who was busy dying, and this poor doctor felt it would be better for this person to, if he ended his life quicker, so he pulled the plug. This person's soul came to this doctor in a dream and identified himself. He said to him, "Doctor, I have no idea when they will release me from purgatory, because you ended my life those few minutes earlier. Had I lived only another few minutes, I would not have to have gone to purgatory. But because of you, I have no idea how long I have to be there." This doctor was so awe-inspired by this story, he became frum, and he made sure never to do anything like that again.